What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a very unique submission from Mexico Beckham, who is running the middle stage evolutions of the starter Pokemon from every single generation we currently have in Pokemon Go right now. This would have taken a lot of resources to build, a lot of skill to pull off these wins, and it also took me a very long time to make all the different team graphics, so please make sure you leave a like on the video for all the effort from both myself and Mexico Beckham. And with that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. What is your favourite middle stage evolution of a starter Pokemon in Pokemon Go? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, of course, we've got the Kanto starters leading Ivysaur into Azumarill. The opponent save swaps into Trevenant. We respond with a Charmeleon, and we are going to shield. It's just a Seed Bomb bait, unfortunately, but they will reach another charge move anyways, and you're going to see Seed Bomb, even though it's resisted, does a decent amount of damage there. We couldn't have tanked two of them, so we're now going to go for a Fire Punch up against Azumarill. That unfortunately does not do much damage. We do make it to a Flamethrower. This will do a little bit more damage, but it's still resisted. It doesn't threaten a shield. The opponent comes in with Serperior though, and we do core break their team with the Ivysaur, going for a Sludge Bomb, grabbing a shield, and we also swap. We catch what's likely to be an Aerial Ace, and it is, which is a very nice play. And here the opponent's going to make it to another charge move. We will just let this move go through. No, we're actually going to shield here. I'm not so sure about this play, but we do reach an Ice Beam. This should be grabbing a shield from the opponent, and it does exactly that. Now, all shields are down. They do farm up a ton of energy, though, so good play by the opponent. Frenzy Plant takes us out. Could have just gone for an Aerial Ace, to be honest, but we are going to see them go for another Aerial Ace, and they swap back into Azumarill. This is not great, but the opponent is going to go for a Play Rough, which is resisted damage. They're not running Ice Beam. That allows us to farm to 100 energy. Power Whip takes out the Azumarill, and a Sludge Bomb will be enough damage from this range to take out the Serperior, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we see Ivysaur into Lantern, so a great lead for us. And just by the way, I think we have 3 battles from each evolution line, or each generation of starters, so it's going to be quite a long video, but I'm very keen to see how this goes. And the opponent save swaps into a Gligar. We come in with the War Turtle, and unfortunately we are running Ice Beam and Hydro Pump, so quite slow to get to the charge moves. We go for the Ice Beam here, and the opponent can just shield that and fully farm us down, which is a bit embarrassing for the War Turtle. But we come in with Charmeleon, and we're going to let the Aerial Ace go through, calling the bait. Really nice call there. And we do farm them down. Now they come in with the Lantern. We try to catch a move, but they've got a Dugong in the back. And once again, Ivysaur core breaking the team. Also, we do have a shield advantage, which is going to be very helpful for us here, because of course we are taking super effective damage from these Ice Shards and the Icy Wind. But now we go for power number 2. They did debuff us, sorry, but that allows us to get the perfect farm down. They come back in with the Lantern. We will shield at the last second, and we're going to swap out, just clear the debuff there, go for a Flamethrower, and this will definitely put them into range, but a Power Whip will take them out, and the opponent's going to go for a full farm down. We actually make it to another Fire Punch here. Fire Punch still won't quite take them out, but we had the move loaded anyways. We easily win CMP up against a Lantern, and we take that game. So into the third and final battle with the Kanto starters, we lead into a Lickitung, so we're going to stay in. Pretty neutral matchup here. We might try and catch the next move, and no, we're actually just going to swap into our War Turtle straight away, and the opponent reaches a charge move. We're going to shield it up, and it is a Power Whip this time around. They swap into Dugong. This is not great for us whatsoever. We only have resisted moves. We go for Hydro Pump. That still does quite a lot of damage though, so that's quite good for us, and the opponent's going to go for a charge move. The opponent goes for the Drill Run. It's not enough damage to take us out, but they're already at another charge move. We just have to let this go down there. No point in shielding. We now come in with Charmeleon here. Can we get the full Ember farm down? I don't know if we could have there. We go for the charge move at the last second. Fire Punch takes them out. That might have been a CMP tie. I wasn't able to tell in 2 times speed. But the opponent, we're actually going to swap into the Ivysaur once again. Go for the Power Whip there. And the opponent has got a Charm, a load of Ninetales in the back. We go straight for the Sludge Bomb. And this is going to do big damage. If it connects, it fully takes them out. They come back in with Lickitung. They go for the Lick Farm down. But we reach a Power Whip. That is absolutely clutch here. And now we can come in with the Charmeleon. We should be able to live a Body Slam from this range. So we're actually going to let the first one go through, go for the Flamethrower, and this is easily going to be enough damage to take out the Lickitung, and we take that game. So going into the Johto starters, and we do have 2 Shadow Pokemon in the mix here with Bayleaf and Croconaw. Just a regular Quilava. I don't think it's shiny, but I only had a shiny to put in the graphic. But here we lead into with our Croconaw into a Sableye. And just to note, the order of the Pokemon isn't necessarily going to be the same as in the graphic. I just kept it the same as the the Kanto starters in terms of grass and then water and then fire, just because it was easier replacing the previous Pokemon in the graphic if I just kept all the grass and the water and the fire type Pokemon in the same place. But we make it to a dig in time up against the Azu. Doesn't do too much damage, unfortunately, but we come in with the Bayleaf. We can live an Ice Beam, but we're going to shield the first one just to play rough there. That's fine with us. And now we can go for a full Magical Leaf farm down. They come in with a Shadow Gligar. Going to go for an Ancient Power bait here, and the opponent does use a shield. We swap back into Croconaw. We go for the snipe with the Ice Punch there, and we fully take out the Gligar, and the opponent just concedes the match there. So going into the next battle, I also didn't edit any of this, so if there are some long waits between battles, then that's unfortunate, but it took me so long just to make the graphics here that I couldn't be bothered with the editing. But into the next battle, see Defense Form Deoxys in the lead. They don't farm to the Thunderbolt, so we're going to let the Psycho Boost go through. They then swap into a Dugong. Maybe should have gone for a Crunch there before we swapped out, but probably going to save that energy for that Deoxys in the back. Now we reach a Flame Charge. Unfortunately, they did go for the Drill Run straight away, dealing big damage, and unfortunately they do also farm us all the way down. Now we're going to come in with the Bayleaf, probably going to have to shield this up, yes, as an Icy Wind would be super effective, but we do get the Magical Leaf farm down. We're going to swap and then once again go for the Crunch as we swap into the Croconaw, grab a shield from the opponent. They come in with the Greninja, and we are going to make it to another Crunch in time. If they don't know the moveset, they might shield, but no, they do fully Water Shuriken, farm us down, and unfortunately we go for an Ancient Power here. I don't agree with this play because we lose CMP, obviously, because Greninja is a lot more attack weighted than the Bayleaf, but the opponent shields that for some reason. That might be our win condition here. They do make it to another challenge move, but we are very bulky. Night Slash doesn't take us out, but they did bank energy on the Deoxys, and Psycho Boost easily takes out the Bayleaf, and we do unfortunately lose that game. But just waiting to go into the next battle, and once again we're going to be leading with the Croconaw into a Shadow Gligar, so very nice lead matchup for us. The opponent's staying in, potentially core broken by a Croconaw, I'm not really sure. They're probably not that, they're not used to seeing it in the lead here, so they don't know what to do. We go for the Ice Punch, take them out. They come in with a Venusaur, and we core break their team also with the Quilava here, which is really nice. We're going to let the Breaking Swipe go through. That actually does quite a lot of damage, but we can boost our attack once again with the Flame Charge here, but they should be able to just fully farm us down. Doesn't really matter as we can, well actually, we're not in the best position now because Venusaur are going to do very well up against the Bayleaf and the Croconaw. So let's see what we do. We let the first Breaking Swipe go through. We're going to save our shields. Maybe shield this one as it will... No, we're actually going to let both Breaking Swipes go through. We come back in with the Croconaw. Can we reach the Ice Punch? No, we can't. This is looking a bit dicey here. We're going to shield the Frenzy Plant bait. Of course, they can just go straight Frenzy Plant now. We are so low, Frenzy Plant would easily take us out. But Ancient Power does quite a lot of damage there. Can we get the Magical Leaf farm down? We shield the Frenzy Plant, and yes, we get the farm down. Double resisted up against the Venusaur, and we take that game. And speaking of Venusaur, we lead with our Combusken into a Venusaur. The opponent save swaps into Charizard. Unfortunately, we lose the CMP tie with the Marsh Stomp. We're actually going to shield the Dragon Claw. I do believe in the 2-shield scenario, they probably would be able to flip that if they land a Dragon Claw, but we play it safe. We use a shield. They come back in with the Venusaur. We can go for a Mud Bomb, grab a shield, but they get a massive farm down with those Vine Whips. So we come in with the Combusken here. We are going to let the Frenzy Plant bait go through. That does so much damage, but they swap into Registeel, and this is amazing for us. They've got no fast move pressure with their lock-ons, and can we make it to a charge move here? We are going to shield. Can we get there in time? We do. We actually swap. We bank the charge move. I love that play. And now the opponent going to go for a Focus Blast. That's not quite enough damage to take us out. We are going to farm, go for a Leaf Blade. We should have an Aerial Ace loaded as well. So, oh no, unfortunately they take us out there somehow. But we still had the Flame Charge loaded to take out the Venusaur, and we take that game. So I literally have no idea how they took out the Grovyle there as we went for a charge move, but it didn't matter in the end because we did bank the Flame Charge on Combusken. So really nice play. Into the next game, we're going to see Medicham in the lead. Not a great lead matchup. I mean, to be honest, none of our Pokemon are going to do that well up against the Medicham, but we're going to go for a Flame Charge here, and Flame Charge will do big damage to the Medicham. They make it to a charge move. Should just be an Ice Punch here. We will let it go through, and we do barely live it, and they come in with a Gligar. So we come in with the Marsh Stomp. Going to go for a Surf straight away. The opponent is going to overfarm here. Probably going to shield. Nope, they actually let that go through. Surf doesn't do too much damage. Dig does quite a lot of damage though, and they swap into Licky Tongue. So we're going to go for Surf here. I think Surf is still slightly better than Mud Bomb, so that is the play. We now come in with the Grovar, we go straight for a Leaf Blade, and Leaf Blade is a very good move. Leaf Blade going to do quite a lot of damage to the Licky Tongue. We probably have to let this move go through. Aerial Ace would do more damage to us, so we are going to see another Body Slam coming through though. We're actually going to shield the Body Slam. We will now overfarm in this matchup. Go for a Leaf Blade. We should be able to make it to another Leaf Blade if they do shield, but no, they let it go through. And the opponent, it looks like they lagged there. We reach 2 more Leaf Blades. The first one grabs a shield. We actually swap into Marsh Stomp anyway, so we're not capitalizing on that lag. And Surf grabs the shield. Actually, we are, because they still had a shield. What am I talking about? Aerial Ace takes us out, but we can now go for the Leaf Blade, and Leaf Blade will be enough damage from this range to take out the Gligar, and we take that game. So into the third and final battle with the Hoenn starters. We're going to lead with the Combuskin into another Gligar, and we safe swap into Grovar, which seems a bit strange, but we can at least hit for neutral damage, and it's going to do quite a lot of damage there. But the opponent swaps into Dugong. They grab a shield, but they're probably going to have to shield here. Nope, they actually just let that first one go through. They're definitely going to have to shield the next one, but they will be able to get a very nice farm down. And they come out with a decent amount of energy as well. So we're going to come back in with the Combuskin. We should be able to live a drill run here. They go for that drill run. We do live it. And can we get the farm down? We barely can't. We're just going to fully sacrifice Combuskin as well. Icy Wind takes us out. We come in with the Marsh Stomp, get a nice Mud Shot farm down. And they've got a Lantern in the back. We've just got to be careful that they don't catch a Mud Bomb onto the Gligar in the end here. So we actually go for it on a CMP tie. Bit risky there. That seemed like an obvious place for them to make a catch, but they didn't make the catch. And now it's just up to Marsh Stomp. Can we take out the Gligar here? They're still fairly healthy. A Surf will not be enough damage to take them out from this range. So we need to make it to one final Surf before they get to back-to-back moves. We are actually going to let the Aerial Ace go through. We barely live that. And do we make it? The opponent throws their energy. Big mistake, as that allows us to get to the Surf, and Surf will be enough damage to take out the Gligar, and we take that game. So into the next team here, we've got Monferno in the lead. Very good lead, as they lead Alone in Sandslash, and we are just hard countering them right now. Coming in with the Grottle, running Razor Leaf. I think we should live an Ice Beam, but I don't know the stats on Grottle. To be honest, this is a non-shadow, so I guess we had to shield one anyways here. So they do reach a second Ice Beam. That does quite a lot of damage, but that's fine with us. We come out with 2 Body Slams loaded. Not going to do too much up against the Sandslash, and also, if they get the farm down, they then can go for a draw run up against the Monferno as well. So, not great for us, but they swap instantly into Carbink, and we come in with the Prinplup here, and we are going to farm to the Hydro Pump. We should shield this. We're not going to shield it. That does quite a lot of damage, to be honest. We're now going to go for an Icy Wind here, and Icy Wind will grab a shield from the opponent, but it looks like they're going to be able to take this game here. We are going to shield at the last second, go straight for the Hydro Pump, and even if this connects here, we're still going to lose, as they can just go for a drill run into the Monferno. But actually, we might live this, and drill run, it barely doesn't take us out, and we do get the Ember farm down, and that was clutch from Monferno. Honestly, didn't realize it was that tanky, and we are able to take that game. So waiting for the next game, like I said, couldn't be bothered to edit this. I hope you guys don't mind. But into the next game, we see Medicham into Monferno. We are going to stay in. The opponent swaps into Lantern, and once again, we can just hard counter them there with that swap. And honestly, Lantern, not a very safe swap because it's so bad up against grass types. We get the full farm down, and what does the opponent have to punish us? They come in with a Charizard, maybe Fire and Flying. I saw it is the Charizard, and we will reach 2 Body Slams here before they get the farm down. But a loaded Charizard can be quite scary. But we grab both shields there. We're now going to come in with the Prinplup. We can let this move go through. Dragon Claw, not going to do too much damage. Not going to threaten a shield. Even if they go for Blast Burn here, we should live it. But we will shield anyways, and it is the Blast Burn. We're now going to go for an Icy Wind. The opponent catches it onto Medicham. Nice play, but it's kind of good that we debuff their attack. We then swap. We catch the move. Hopefully it's not a Psychic. It is the Psychic. We fully sacrifice Monferno there. We're going to go for an Icy Wind, and now this is looking actually quite sketchy. It's not quite enough damage to take them out. They do get to a charge move. Can we get the bubble farm down in time? We can, but can we reach another Icy Wind? No, we can't. Charizard makes it to the Dragon Claw, taking out the Prinplup, and unfortunately that catch onto the Monferno seriously backfired, and we do lose that game. But into the final battle with this team, we lead into Lurantis. They're going to go for a superpower. That does quite a lot of damage. They swap into Greedent. Unfortunately, Low Sweep is such a bad move that we're actually going to go for Flamethrower instead. Grab a shield anyways, and we might just let this go down now. We do. Body Slam takes us out. We come in with our Prinplup here, and we are going to go just over farm here, not go for an Icy Wind straight away. Body Slam does quite a lot of damage, and they do make it to another Body Slam before we do reach that Hydro Pump. Unfortunately, we're now finally going to go for that Hydro Pump, and Hydro Pump from this range will be taking out the Greedent. They come back in with Lurantis. We barely make it to an Icy Wind. That is really nice for us, as Icy Wind takes out Lurantis, and they've got Jellicent in the back, and that's an easy win for the Grottle and for this team. So going into the next battle, we're going to see Gen 5. I can't even remember. Kalos? Is this Kalos? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the names for most of the generations, but we're going to see Pignite in the lead. The opponent swaps into Superior, and you're going to see that a lot of teams are just core broken by fire types, because fire types typically just aren't very good. So when you do run a fire type, if you can get the right team comps here, you're going to easily core break their team. So we're going to shield once, get the full, actually double shield there, get the full farm down, and the opponent's going to come in with a Pelipper. Do they know about the Rock Tomb coverage here? They're probably going to shield. No, they don't, and we just fully one-shot the Pelipper, and they just concede. We just swept a full team with a Pignite. That was insane. That's probably the first time anyone has ever said that. But let's see, going into the next battle, we're going to see Registeel in the lead, so another great lead for the Pignite. They safe swap into Sableye. This isn't so bad for us. They have to go for a return to do big damage here, otherwise Foul Play is resisted. We're now going to swap into our Oshawott here. Oh, sorry, Duwott here. And we're going to go for the Fury Cutter farm down. We can live another move, but we will shield. It is the return, actually, so maybe we wouldn't have lived that. They come back in with the Registeel. We're going to go for an Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail doesn't do too much damage here, but they're going to have to go for a charge move, of course, to take us out. So we go for a second Aqua Tail. We get them into the yellow health, which is really nice. And at this point, we're going to let the Oshawott go down. Zap Cannon easily takes us out. They come in with Medicham. Unfortunately, not a great position to be in as we come in with the Servine, but hopefully we get a Leaf Tornado debuff. No, we don't get it on the first one. Kind of have to shield here, and they go for an Ice Punch here. Can we get the debuff on the next Leaf Tornado? We actually lose CMP. That's crazy. Ice Punch does quite a lot of damage there. We go for the Leaf Tornado. Can we get the debuff finally? No debuff once again. I believe it is a 50% chance, so if we don't get it for a third time, then that is really, really annoying. But we do get the debuff finally. We go for a Flame Charge, snipe with the Pignite, and we make it to another Flame Charge in time. Great play, taking out the Registeel, and we take that game. So going into the next battle, and once again, just going to have to wait until it does start, but we find the battle there fairly quickly. Pignite into Tropius, so decent, but they're going to swap straight away into Hypno there, and we respond with our Duwott once again. Going to go for the X-Scissor, and X-Scissor does quite a lot of damage there. Can we live a Thunder Punch? I'm not sure, so we do end up shielding. Probably not with the confusion damage there, definitely would have taken us out, but they come in with the Tropius, and they are Air Slash, so they would have actually done quite a lot of damage up against our Pignite, but we will reach another X-Scissor, get them fairly low, but Tropius is going to be quite troublesome to deal with here. We didn't commit to the Aqua Tail. I'm not sure if we would have got it off, but we come in with the Pignite. Aerial Ace does quite a lot of damage, but we can hard wall this Unova Stunfisk with our Servine. Quite lucky here. Mud Bomb going to do absolutely nothing, and we go for a Leaf Tornado. Can we get a debuff this time around? No, once again, we don't get that debuff. It doesn't matter in this matchup, but it might be helpful to come out of this matchup with a lot of energy. But here we go for a Grass Knot. Going to do much more damage. We grab the shield this time around. Doesn't really matter here. We can let this move go through once again. We've got to be careful of a catch, and the opponent goes for the snipe. We are going to shield this up. I do like this play because otherwise we can't really take out the Tropius, as they would double resist all the grass moves from the Servine. But now this should be game over. We can easily just Vine Whip, farm them down from this range. Mud Bomb not going to do enough damage there. We get the Vine Whip farm down, and we take that game. Now going into the next team, I think this time it is Kalos, so I don't know what Gen 5 is called, but doesn't really matter. We lead Quilladin into a Deoxys defense, and the opponent is going to stay in here. We're going to go for an Energy Ball. Energy Ball is going to go unshielded, does a decent amount of damage there, and we are going to let the first move go through. They go for a Rock Slide, so running Rock Slide, quite interesting. On Deoxys, typically you do see Thunderbolt and Psycho Boost, at least in the Great League. Rock Slide probably better for the Ultra League, but we do reach a Body Slam here just before we go down, and they do finally get that counter farm down. We grab both shields in that matchup, get them incredibly low, but they do have a lot of energy, so we come in with the Frogadier here. We're going to go for an Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace does quite a lot of damage to the Golisopod. Also, I actually don't know how to pronounce this Pokemon properly. It might be Frogadier, I don't know. But we are going to let the X-Scissor go through. We tank it. We come in with the breaks in. We get the farm down. And let's see what the opponent wants to do. Probably going to come in with Deoxys, go for the charge move, but the Ember should take them out. So we're going to shield the rock side, and they come in with a Whimsicott, and this should be game over for the opponent. Flame charge, going to be super effective, takes out the Whimsicott, and we take that game. Into next game, we see a Shadow Victory Belt in the lead, so going to stay in, go for Body Slam, and this will do quite a lot of damage, although they are double resisting the Vine Whip damage. They reach a Leaf Blade, we can just let this move go through, it's resisted, we will reach another Body Slam here. The opponent probably will let this go through. Note they double shield their Shadow Victory Belt, very strange play. They then come in with a Wigglytuff. And once again, core broken by a fire-type Pokemon here, so we go for the Flame Charge. We should now be able to fully Ember, farm them all the way down, and they've got Bastardon in the back, so I have no idea why they played it like that, but we can just go for Surf here. Surf going to do a ton of damage, and I do think we should probably just over-farm in this matchup, just in case they do swap back into the Victory Bell, but actually it doesn't really matter here. Oh, yeah, no, we're going to go for that Aerial Ace. Really nice play, holding on to the energy, taking out the Victory Bell, and we should now reach a Surf with the Frogadier up against the Bastardon. So really nice play there, taking out the Bastardon, and we take that game. So going into the final battle with this team, we lead Quilladin into Greninja, so a great lead for us. The opponent's staying in here, and then they swap into a Runerigus, so they are core broken by a Grass type. These are some odd team compositions from these opponents here, but you can't really cover for everything, especially when you're running a slightly more unique team. But we now come in with the Frogadier. We are going to let this move go through. They go for another Sand Tomb, perfectly fine with us. We're now going to go for a Surf. We've got nearly back-to-back charge moves. Surf will be taking out the Runerigus, and they come in with a Registeel, so this is perfect for us. We can go for another Surf here. Surf going to do a lot of damage to the Registeel. We make it to another Surf. Are they going to use the shield? No, they let it go through, and at this point, this should be game over. We can let the Frogadier go down. Focus Pass takes us out. We come in with the Breaks In. We swap, we catch the move onto our Quilladin, and Hydro Cannon is resisted damage. We can go for a Body Slam. This should be taking out the Greninja from this range, or nearly. But at this point, we can just shield. We can also choose not to shield. It doesn't really make a difference. Going to go for a Body Slam, throwing it straight away. This will finally take out the Greninja, and we should be able to make it to a charge move up against the Registeel. Or we can just let it go through. No, we're going to shield up the Focus Pass, go for a resisted Energy Ball, and from this range, it will be taking out the Reggie, and we take that game. So into the next battle, we see Dartrix in the lead. Well, actually, not in the lead necessarily. It's a Brionne in the lead, actually, as we lead into a Licky Tongue, and we are running Charm on the Brionne, Disarming Voice, and Aqua Jet. So a pretty rubbish moveset for this Pokemon, unfortunately. They go for a Body Slam, though, and not the Power Whip, but we over-farm. They do reach a second Body Slam, which is unfortunate. Gonna go for an Aqua Jet. We do farm up a lot, potentially baiting like we've got a higher energy charge move, and we do at least grab a shield back from the opponent, but they get a massive lick farm down. We now come in with the Dartrix. Dartrix fairly bulky, I do believe, so Body Slam not going to do too much damage. And we should be able to Magical Leaf farm them down before they reach another Body Slam here. And we are able to get that farm down, and the opponent's going to come in with a Charm Alola Ninetales. We go straight for Brave Bird. That does big damage. We snipe with the Torracat, and they've got a Medicham in the back. Can we take this game here? Gonna go for a Crunch. It looks like the opponent threw a charge move on the CMP tie, and that was very quick, so it's just going to be an Ice Punch. Doesn't do much damage. Can we make another charge move? No, we're barely not able to do so. But can we get the Magical Leaf farm down? It's going to be close. Can we get that farm down? Yes, we can, and we're able to take that game. Actually, I think that might have been Leafage there. It did look like a 2-turn fast move, so if it says Magical Leaf on the graphic, then apologies, or I might have changed it already, who knows. But into the next battle, we see Sableye, much better lead for us. We are dealing a lot of damage with the Charms here. The opponent's going to go for that return, probably not recognizing that we're not a Fairy type, but actually Foul Play probably wouldn't take us out either, so it did make sense to go for the return. We're just going to stay in because obviously Lantern does beat our Torracat as well. We can now come in with the Dartrix. We can let this move go through. Thunderbolt will do a decent amount of damage as it is neutral. They swap into their Powder Snow Alola Ninetales this time around, and this is perfect for us. We can let this move go through. It is just a Weather Ball, so I personally wouldn't have shielded that, but it's fine. We can go for a Flame Charge. Flame Charge, gonna grab a shield back from the opponent. Is this going to be... It's just another Weather Ball there, so very easily tanked once again. And they come back in with the Lantern. They throw straight away, but we should just be able to farm down the Lantern from this range with our Dartrix. And yeah, that's definitely Leafage there, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, and probably the final battle with this team, we lead Brion into a Frostas, so fairly decent for us. The opponent save swaps into Quagsire, and that is awful for them because we've got Dartrix. We can live a Stone Edge. We end up shielding a Mud Bomb bait, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. We go for a Seed Bomb. The opponent does shield. We can let this go through. Stone Edge wouldn't take us out from full health, I don't believe, because Mudshot is triple resisted, but we do reach a Brave Bird here. Can we land the Brave Bird? No, and unfortunately they will get a massive Powder Snow farm down because of that. So let's see, we come back in with the Brion. We're going to let this move go through. The opponent goes for a Shadow Ball. We swap, and the opponent has a Lantern in the back, and that is really unfortunate, and we're just going to concede the match. But into the final team, we've got Crocolaw in the lead, and we see a Steelix. So they will be able to make it to a Breaking Swipe before we do get to a Flamethrower or a Crunch, and that will debuff our attack. We go for one extra Incinerate before throwing. Really good timing up against a 3-turn move. They let the Flamethrower go through, but they will be able to make it to another Breaking Swipe. We're just going to let this move go through. We do live that, and they come in with Pelipper, so we swap into our Quaxwell, and they have a Superior in the back, so we go for Aerial Ace. That is super effective damage. At this point, it's looking okay for us. We're going to shield the Frenzy Plant, probably grab a shield straight away back with the Aerial Ace, and this should be grabbing the shield. No, they actually just let it go through. They fully sacrifice Superior, and we're going to go for a Liquidation here. Obviously, this is resisted, but they're going to use a shield, trying to go for a debuff there. We don't get the debuff, which is unfortunate. I think they've also got back-to-back Weather Balls, so we let it go down there, knowing we're going to lose CMP tie up against this Pelipper, and now we come in with the Florigato, and let's see. We're going to shield the first move. They have quite a lot of energy. Can we make a catch here? We're going to go for a Grass Knot straight away. Grass Knot grabs the shield, and can we get that catch? No, we're not able to do so. It looked like we were trying to catch the move there, but they go for the Hurricane, but we've got a Crunch loaded. Crunch from this range takes out the Pelipper, and we're able to take that game. So it looks like we didn't need the catch anyways, and into the next game we're going to see Swampert in the lead, so not great. Swap into Quaxwell straight away, and the opponent makes a catch onto their Lickitung. We go for an Aerial Ace there. Not really sure why. I guess it is slightly cheaper than the Liquidation, but Liquidation going to be stabbed, going to do more damage, and it does have that defense drop chance, which we get up against the Lickitung. We're going to shield in this matchup. We do really want to maintain alignment here because, of course, we don't want Swampert aligned to the Crocolaw. We want it aligned to the Florigato. So we do flip switch advantage. They then come in with a Registeel, and things are looking perfect for us. Even though we are down a shield, it doesn't matter at this point. We go for Liquidation. We don't get the debuff. Doesn't matter. We can let this move go through. Zap Cannon takes us out. The opponent does swap straight into the Swampert here. They go for Hydro Cannon. We're going to swap into the Florigato, and we will be able to fully Leafage, farm them all the way down from this range. It's an Earthquake that does a decent amount of damage, but it doesn't matter. One Charge Move from Registeel will be taking us out either way. So we go for the Grass Knot. They actually let that move go through as well. They let us get to another Charge Move here. Grass Knot grabs the shield from the opponent, and at this point they're in Incinerate farm down range for our Crocolaw. They go for the Focus Blast. We should be able to live any charge move, but it doesn't matter. They don't get there anyways, and we're able to take that game. And into potentially the final battle of this video. This has been quite a long one, but really enjoyable, really good plays as well. We lead into a Lowland Sandslash, great lead. The opponent save swaps into Sableye, and we eventually swap into Florigato. We are going to let the foul play go through. They will be able to flip switch advantage here if the opponent wants to, which is, I mean, it could be bad depending on what they've got, but no, they actually just let that move go through. Such a strange play by the opponent there, because now they will be aligned to the Crocolaw, but I guess they can grab a shield, but we might be able to fully Incinerate, farm them down. No, we're barely not able to do so. We have to go for a charge move. We go for the Crunch. We grab a shield there. We then swap, catch the Draw Run onto our Quaxwell. Really nice play, and they've got a Charizard in the back. Unfortunately, we do lose the CMP tie here. That's not ideal. Dragonclaw grabs our final shield, and at this point, it's actually not looking too good for us. They should just be able to fully wing attack, farm us down from this range before we get to a charge move. We've got the Crunch loaded, but is this enough damage to take out the Charizard? No, it's barely not. And does this take us out? Blast Burn does take out the Crocolaw, and we do unfortunately lose that game. So that's gonna be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.